The year was 1747 when Johann Sebastian Bach first heard this melody played at the palace of Frederick II in the German town of Potsdam. No doubt when Bach heard this tune, he quickly knew that something was up. Either the King of Prussia was trying to test him, or he was trying to make him the butt of a joke. But in any case, what happened next was both remarkable and memorable. I'm Jarrod Richey. It's February the 21st, and this is the Friday 5 series from Musically Speaking. In the opening of his 2006 book, James R. Gaines describes the circumstances of this melody, which Bach developed into a grand work, referred to as the musical offering. Gaines, a former editor of Time and People magazines, recounts in an engaging way how the lives of both Bach and Frederick the Great intersected there just 3 years before the composer's death. The work of Gaines is titled Evening in the Palace of Reason. Bach meets Frederick the Great in the Age of Enlightenment. And the book is engaging in how it trades chapter comparisons of both men and how this work acts sort of like a doorway or threshold of sorts of two very different worlds. Gaines writes that Bach's musical offering, quote, may be read as a kind of last will and testament. Bach's musical offering leaves us, among other things, a compelling case for the following proposition: that a world without a sense of the transcendent and mysterious, a universe ultimately discoverable through reason alone, can only be a barren place, and that the music sounding forth from such a world might be very pretty, but it can never be beautiful. We may be grateful that Bach had spent a lifetime developing a musical language in which to say all that without fear of discovery or retribution, because his musical offering to Frederick represents as stark a rebuke of his beliefs and worldview as an absolute monarch has ever received. Not incidentally, it is also one of the great works of art in the history of music." End quote. As the old Southern saying goes, if that doesn't light your fire, then your wood's wet. You can, of course, find out more about Bach's musical offering by looking up the catalog number of the larger musical work. Hopefully you want to go and do that now, and this has whetted your palate. Just search BWV 1079, BWV 1079, and you can listen to the entirety of that work and find out more about it. But also check out Gaines's book online in print and digital formats. And this is just a bit of the 6-part fugue that Bach turned this royal theme that Frederick and possibly even Bach's own son, if you read James R. Gaines, turned into this glorious work. 6-part fugue, 6 different voices, all using this supposedly dastardly royal theme. And Bach was able to turn that around. What maybe was meant for evil, he took and made it for good. So I highly commend the work to you. It's not just this 6-part. There's a 3-part fugue. There's other movements. It's a collection of works that he mailed in a bundle within 2 weeks back to Frederick. We don't know if he ever heard it, but the words of this compositional rebuke for that monarch have really never been duplicated, I would argue. But words he spoke very loud in that wonderful piece. I highly commend it to you. So check it out. Bach's musical offering, James R. Gaines, Evening in the Palace of Reason. Well, that's going to have to do it for the Friday 5. I'll see you back here next week. Thanks for listening.